Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back in the Toyota GR86, this time at Watkins Glen Boot Edition for yet another track guide. Now this is for the Open Series, the production car and the production endurance car, and if you want to race this exact setup being used by Gianni Lutzu here, you have an option. You can go to our website being shown on the bottom right hand side of the screen, sambosetup.com. There is a link in the description, or you can go to our Patreon page. There's also a link there for those people that do already have Patreon subscriptions for things. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and as always, we're going to do a hot lap, followed by a breakdown, and then... Oh, here he is, smashing it down the main straight, looking for our entry into turn 1, which is going to be just after the 200 mark. Brakes up to about 75%, down to third gear, on the gas nice and early. It's going to send you out wide here. Don't be any further over to the left. Now we're going to hook back over to the right. Just kissing these curbs. Now we're aiming for the outside of the inner loop. And again, don't brake too hard for this. So at the 200, start the turn in, on the brakes, it's about 40%, down to fourth, and we're back on the gas before even the second apex. So of the 4 apexes of that chicane, we're flat out for the final 3. Exit nice and wide. Now we're looking for the storm drain. We're going to start braking just before it. On the brakes, up to about 60%, trail it off. Keep it in third gear, and now a gradual increasing of pressure of the throttle there. Over to the left-hand side. Again, don't brake too early for this. At the 100, braking up to about 55%, trail it off. Down to second gear at the apex, and then straight back on the gas. Stay over on the left-hand side. We're looking for the 100 board. Just before we get there, on the brakes up to about 75%, again down to second gear, on the gas, back up to full before the apex. Don't exit too wide there anymore. Now a few car lengths before the crest, on the brakes up to about 50%, and again down to second gear, on the gas quite early in the Toyota here. It's got that nice safe understeer before the oversteer kicks in. We're going to go flat through turn 10. Back over to the left-hand side, looking for the end of the tyre wall, on the brakes up to about 30%, and again trailing it off, leaving it in fourth, on the gas nice and early, don't hit the wall. Pin our ears back for the line, and over and across he goes in a 205.3. Right, we've got the breakdown lap coming up next. Right, you're still here, well done. Breakdown lap. So, first braking marker. We've got this 200 board here. And look, just before we get there, on the brakes, he hits a peak of 73. He's going to trail it off down to third gear, back onto 100%, just ahead of the apex. And you want that full width as possible. And that is because we want to increase the radius of the corner, because it allows for a higher maximum, lower speed. Want a deep dive into that, you can check out my FF1600 tips, where I went down the rabbit hole of explaining it. I don't know why. Right, 200 board. We're going to start the turn in. Hits a peak of sort of 40%. He's now going to trail that off down to fourth. Starts getting back on the gas. And as soon as the car lands on all 4 wheels, look, he hits up to 100%. He's now flat through the second apex. Cut the corner at the third. And again at the fourth. Now you do kind of feel like you're hanging on for dear life there, but that's fine. Now we're looking for that pylon just ahead of us. When that pylon almost disappears out of sight, we do a lift, and we keep it lifted until we see this marshal's hut on the right-hand side. Once we can see that, we are back up to full power. We can go all the way off here as long as we don't hit that grass. Now for turn 6, we're looking to brake just before this storm drain that's located in the grass just in front of us. Brakes up to, what, 59% there, drops it off, keeps it in third gear, and yeah, it's just patience with the throttle there. Don't want to go too early because you'll end up off on the grass there on the right. Now for turn 7, we're looking to brake at the 100 board, there you go. And again, hits 56% peak pressure. Trails it off, down to second. Now, Gianni, I've noticed, like me, does not like traction control in this car. Now, there are some people that are very fast in it. Young Sebastian Coulson, as an example, who loves it, but I do not. Right, just before the 100, we're going to brake for heel, turn 9, and as you can see, brakes up to 76%, drops it down to second, back on 100%, nice and early. Over to the right side, just before we get to the crest, we get on the brakes up to about 45, 48% I saw there, down to second gear, and again, really put it final on the left-hand side. Turn 10, absolutely nothing in this car, just flat. And then back over to the left-hand side, and you've got this tyre wall on the left here, and it's at the end of that. He goes on the brakes, hits 28% peak pressure, trails it off, down to fourth gear, back onto 100% just before the apex. And that is the breakdown lap. If you are that way inclined, we've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy. What, Jen?